Hello, welcome, everyone. How are you all doing today? Happy Monday, happy March, happy Women's History Month. We have a lot going on today. Just wanted to give you all a big greeting, say thank you. I'm so glad that you all have been tuning in. We've been doing this for maybe a little over a year. And I was like, I'm going to test it out for another 3 months at the beginning of the year just to see how things are coming along. And things just seem to be going well. It's like I do the lives Mondays at 12 p.m. Eastern, around sometimes we do 12:05, depending on tech issues and delays, but around 12 p.m. So around lunchtime, I think I'm going to call it like lunchtime with Latrice or something like that. But thank you all so much for just tuning in every week. What I've noticed is I'll get a few people live and then we're getting hundreds of views watching the replay. So thank you to all my hashtag live people. And thank you to my hashtag team replay. You all have been showing up, showing out. If you're watching the replay, feel free to comment. Feel free to just let me know, like, hey, Latrice, stop by, caught it for a few minutes. Thanks for the tips. Let me know. I am loving this. Okay? Let me do a quick intro. Welcome. I am Latrice Huff, career and leadership coach to women of color. It is my mission and my movement to help women of color find financial freedom. I'm doing a little something different with my business. Before, I was all about careers and personal branding. And now I'm moving into helping you all manifest, helping you all create in the easiest way possible what you want for your life in your career and business. I've been in business for myself for nearly 10 years. I have a business degree. I grew my business from zero, literally $0 to multiple six figures. And I would love to help you all do the same. I would love to help you get to multiple six figures in your career and your business. And there is so much, I would say, misinformation out there, or so many tips, tricks, and strategies that are not designed for us as women of color. So you're going to find that my approach looks at you as a human being, but also as you as a woman of color in America or in the country that you're in. We're not going to say like paint everyone with the same brush. Okay. So today's topic is all about how to manifest your dream career as a woman of color. And I've been taking manifestation courses for a while. I even join coaching programs where they talk about manifestation and mindset, and I love it. But one of the things that I've noticed is sometimes they can be taught by people who don't identify with us. And even their analogies and examples are so far gone that I can't relate. I'm like, I don't get this concept. And then your analogy just went completely over my head because it is not something that is relevant to me or my culture. So I don't even understand your analogy in the way that you're making it easier. So I'm going to give you all tips that work for you. And then I've also noticed career strategies or business strategies that can be very difficult for us to get started or maintain, that don't take into concept, that don't take into perspective our unique place in the world. So that's what I'm going to be doing for you all today. How to manifest your dream career. If you know someone who is in a job that they hate, tag them in this. If you're in a job that you hate or a career that you're like, maybe you loved it before, but it is no longer doing it for you, this is going to be for you. We want to learn how, with everything going on in the world, we still have control over what we create and what we manifest in our career and in our life. That's why it's so important to start with my number one tip: start with your vision. So with my clients, one of the things that we do, you know how it's always easier to start with like 5 years, but I'm like, 5 years is so far. When you're like, what's your 5 year vision? It's like so far. It's like, no. We need to know, what is your vision for the next 6 to 12 months? I always start there. What are your goals? What do you want? And then if you had your ideal vision. So what we do is I say, take a moment, we do a breathing exercise, we calm, we clear our mind, and we say, I asked them to go ahead 12 months from today. And I'll be like, usually I like to do a Tuesday. I'll say, and it's Tuesday at 10 a.m. What are you doing? What do you see yourself doing? I had one client and she didn't know which direction she wanted to go in her career, but she just knew she wanted to change. And she was like, I see myself on my back porch drinking my tea. I've just taken my son to school and I'm going to be starting a meeting at like 10:30 and I'm working virtually, right? Like and I was in and listening to her, she took me there and I could see it. And so that's what we worked on crafting for her. And I want to say it was less than 12 months later that exact thing came to fruition, that exact vision. Think about where do you want to be in your career, in your life. So think about lifestyle here too. Don't just think, I want to work remote. That's great, but why do you want to work remote? Does that allow you to pick up your kids? Does that allow you to travel? Like, what does it allow you to do? So think beyond salary and title. I want you, yes, we're going to do that, but I want you to think about your lifestyle and not even the lifestyle you have right now. What is the lifestyle that you desire 12 months from now? Right? Do you want to be traveling? Do you want to live in another country? And you need a career and an income source that is going to allow you to do that. So, what is that vision? Again, I like to kind of get in like a meditative state, take deep breaths, calm ourselves, clear our minds, and have that question: what do I want my life to look like 12 months from now, Tuesday, 10 a.m.? We always do Tuesday, 10 a.m., right? Like some people are like, I don't even want to start meetings till 10 a.m. And go throughout and think and look at your life. Like if you are an observer and you're like, wow, I got to do yoga in the morning. I had one client, she's like, I really want to do yoga in the morning. I was like, okay, let's structure your dream career around that lifestyle. I had another client. She has her own business and she was working all the time. And she said she had flexibility but didn't have freedom. And I was like, well, what does freedom look like for you? And she was like, it looks like I'm able to take naps. And she wanted to take midday naps, something so simple. I was like, well, let's envision that and let's put a structure and something in place so you could take midday naps. So, what we're going to do first is take a minute. We're going to deep breathe. We're going to clear our mind. And you can literally take, I like to say, between 3 to 5 minutes and play out this whole scenario. That is the vision you want to hold on to. That's what you're going to keep coming back to. Okay. So, yes, lifestyle, but I want you to think about now what type of money do you need to make in order to support this lifestyle? Do you want a luxury apartment? Do you want a 6 bedroom house with two and a half bathrooms and a maid service, right? Like, what amount of money do you need to make in your career to support this lifestyle? We need to be thinking about that, okay? So money comes into play. What salary do you need? What stresses you out and what allows you to be calm? Now, me, I enjoyed supervising. I had a staff of about 4 at my highest, right? I really enjoyed supervising. But there are some people who are like, I absolutely don't want to supervise. If you know you don't want to manage people, you can be in high income individual contributor. I had a client making upwards of 300,000. She didn't supervise anyone. So think about that too. Do you want to supervise? I want you to think about what type of boss do you want? Do you want a boss who's going to be a mentor, or are you like, I'm at the place in my career, I need somebody hands off. I need somebody who's going to give me autonomy. Think of all of that. Once you have that, you're going to be holding on to this vision, and I want you to think about, and we always do things in threes. What is the 3 easiest steps you can do? And that's just what I tell people. If you know you don't want to supervise, look at your resume. If your resume talks all, not leadership, but supervise, I would be like, let me limit this. Are you applying to roles that are managerial roles, knowing you don't want to supervise? You now have to start taking, I like to call it inspired action on that vision. Come up with 3 things. that you're going to do or not do. Maybe it's I want to make 250K. I'm going to apply to at least one job a week. Start slow. One job a week making 250,000. This was one of the things when I had my program, the Fearless Branding Formula, and I help women get to their first six figures. One of the first things I used to ask them is like, are you actually applying to jobs that are six figures? And they would be like, no. I would be like, that's the first action step. Let's start applying to those roles that you're earning that will pay you that salary. So I want you to think about this. What is the easiest next step? If you, whatever that salary was, start applying. Start doing that. Whatever you don't want, do not highlight something you don't want on your resume or on your LinkedIn. Remove it. These are simple things. You would be shocked. Sometimes we don't even realize that we're attracting what we don't want. I have so many people who are like, I don't want to go in office. I'm like, yeah, but all your resume is screaming in office, right? Like, are you talking about how you've worked virtually for the past 5 years, right? Talk about those things. Highlight what you want. You're going to attract that. Stop giving energy to the things that you no longer want. This is how we're going to manifest our dream career. Okay. By putting out there, highlighting, and giving energy to what we do want. And then my third tip is this third, three or four? Third tip. And this is highly important. This is a simple exercise that I do with my clients, but it's very powerful. We're now going to write down what we want. The easiest way to do that is I have my clients craft their own offer letter. We now have our vision. We're taking inspired action, and I like to say usually just 1 to 3 simple texts that come to you and these actions need to align with the vision. And then we're actually going to create our own offer letter. This has been a brilliant technique. I even have a template that I give to my clients. They pop in. Like, how would your ideal boss write this offer letter? Would it be a little funny? Would they have some humor? Would they keep it straight and straightforward? What is your ideal title that you want? We're putting in the title, we're putting in location, we're putting in if it's remote optional, if it's hybrid, we're putting in whether you supervise or not. We're putting in if you have a bonus. We're putting in if what was some of the other things? I'm trying to think. We have bonuses in there, we have salary, if you supervise or not. All of these things are in the offer letter. I've had clients, I used to be like, okay, we're going to type the offer letter and leave it up. I've had people email themselves this offer letter. I've had people print it out, put it on their desk or put it on their wall and look at it every day. This is helping you visualize, focus on your goal, and manifest your dream career. And I hope this helps. These are just 3 quick tips. These are things you all could do today or you could do this weekend to help you manifest and create the career that you want. This is going beyond, I'm going to redo my resume. I've seen people redo their resume 17 times, pay hundreds of dollars to get a resume redone, and it's still getting them the same result. I used to only focus on branding before I was like, no, we need to focus on mindset and manifestation too. Because I was like, if we just do the branding and we do not address the mindset or you manifesting what you want, we've just recreated a story that you don't believe. And so you're not going to attract what you want. This is why all of my tips focus on my 3M formula, which is mindset, messaging, and manifestation. All right. And all that means is I need to be thinking in the right mindset. I need to have a vision for what I want and know where I'm going. Messaging. I need to make sure that what I'm putting out in the world aligns with what I want for my vision. That's why I said remove from your resume what you don't want to attract. Highlight what you do want to attract, what you want more of. And then manifesting is creating and visualizing and creating something that you want. That's that offer letter. All these things together, simple things that you can do today, tomorrow, this week that will help you manifest and create your dream career, specifically for women of color. This does not involve you cold calling 100 people. I've heard all these tips. Cold call 100 people, randomly DM people on LinkedIn that you have no association with. Apply to 500 jobs a week. All of these things are going to burn you out. And you still don't get your desired result. Now you burned out and you've got all these rejections coming in. This way, you're taking inspired action. You're focused on what's going to work for you, and all of your actions are aligned with the vision that you want for your career. Let me know if this makes sense. I want you all to know. I want you all to tell me, what is your favorite tip? Out of the tips that I gave, what's your favorite that you're like, I can do this? Is it the offer letter? Is it the vision? Which one are you going to do? I like to say, when I used to do like corporate trainings, and I would always end with three things, three things to try tomorrow. And I would be like, what are you going to try tomorrow? Now I'm going to ask you just one. What one thing can you try tomorrow? Is it you can visualize in 10 minutes or 5 or 10 minutes? Is it that you're going to write the offer letter? What one thing are you going to try tomorrow? Let me know. And then if you guys are interested, I have a free workshop, how to pivot into your dream career. I think it's how do you want to transition as a woman of color? And I think the one that's up is like how to successfully pivot as a woman of color beyond 40. But these tips work even if you're under 40. If you're interested in that free workshop, just put pivot in the comments and we'll go ahead and send that to you. Let me see. There we go. Go ahead and put pivot in the comments and we'll send you that free workshop. Once you're on my email list, you're going to get notified when I go live. You're going to get notified as I do free workshops. I have a lot of things coming up for my network, you guys. If you have not done so already, please follow me, hit that notification bell twice so you get notified, and subscribe because I'm going live on YouTube as well. And I'm so excited to hear from you all. You all have a wonderful day. Bye.